I think ChatGPT is programmed to play advocating for the devil, but I asked it what percent of major televised weeks-long police executions of black men live on camera happened during presidential elections cycles or during midterms. And 60 to 70% of the cases occurred during presidential cycles, with the midterm cycles when you're electing congressmen, governors, and mayors and stuff occurred in 20 to 30% of them. You're also electing governors and during presidential cycles, right? So right in time for, hey, what should we talk about? Hey, look, the cops are killing a black man. Everyone look over here. Don't look at our bioterrorism. Don't look at our false flag wars. Don't look at our bioterrorism to mask 5G EMF poisoning so they could cook your brainstem. So you'd think the brain fog was caused by COVID rather than EMF from 5G towers. They did that so they could map your brain with AI. October 7th was a false flag. 9/11 was a false flag. All news is faked. Every last news story is faked. And all these guys that they put on the news, like George Floyd, got $14 million on GoFundMe. George Floyd's daughter got $2 million on GoFundMe. George Floyd's brother or sister got $1 million, and George Floyd's brother or sister got $400,000. I forget which is which. Alex Petty got $1.8 million on GoFundMe. Renee Good got $1.5 million on GoFundMe. Like, this is the extra payday for the crisis actors. They fake all news, and that's how they get away with their massive crimes. They've corrupted the FBI, they've corrupted the CIA, they've corrupted, German intelligence, British intelligence, Swedish intelligence. They corrupt politicians. If you go find Anneke Lucas talk about the sex cult that she was indoctrinated into. They raped her from the age of 5 years old to 9 years old. Then they love bombed her to make her into a sex slave, and then they used her to, as an intelligence asset to blackmail people to go find, dig up dirt on people, create. So they're not pedophiles. They use pedophilia as a weapon. Like, a pedophile is a sick person. And then one level sicker is, what if we molest a child so that we can gain something? Like, it's not a sick, twisted urge. It's, what can we get out of molesting a child that will profit us? And they don't get busted because they're the FBI, because they're the CIA, because they're the NSA, because they're German intelligence, British intelligence, Australian intelligence. All news is faked. Every last news story. Right before Pam Bondi's releasing the Epstein files, news headline, massacre in Bondi. Right before Hillary Clinton loses to Trump, news headline, bomb in Chelsea. Like, I've been getting spiritually tortured, and like an easy move for them, whatever weird spiritual forces these are, is look here. Like, it can't get you to kill somebody, it can't get you to steal or whatever, but hey, that's, you see it in the woo-woo world with the people who say, oh yeah, I see 1111, 1111, 1111 means angels, oh, I always see 1111. It's like something nudges you. So that's what they use with their fake news cycle when they do massacre in Bondi. Pam Bondi maybe never picks up a newspaper, but that day, look up. Oh. The intrusive thoughts, that's the woo-woo witchcraft weird stuff that our leaders rule by. Fake all news, start false flag wars, poison 9,000 babies in America alone a day with their jabs on purpose, knowing that they cause neurological damage. Probably gives these evil spiritual forces an easier time, controlling us. The neurotoxin barrage, the 5G, all this stuff irritates your brain. There was a neurologist who had his grandson up and attacked a kid. It was on YouTube. He up and attacked a kid in school. And they were going to put the kid on drugs for the rest of his life. The guy said, could you please do a brain scan? And the kid had a tumor pressing against his brain, so the kid was in a constant state of pain and agitation. That's what they seek to do with their baby jabs, with their 5G, with their fluoride in water, with their chemtrail spraying in the sky, like a neurological frying your brain cells so that you're always just a little don't feel comfortable, a little less peaceful, a little less compassionate, a little more easily agitated, a little more suggestible, a little stupider, so that they can, tell you what's what. And that's your government. That's NATO. They're running war against the planet. They bioweapon attack the planet. They do false flags. They're trying to start a religious war. They're endless schemes. I'm in year 17 of their gang stalk torture program. That's fun. They've cooked my brain acutely 6 separate times, just like to the point of death, like to the point of like, oh, I'm gonna die now. That's their EMF technology. That's and to a lesser extent, it's what 5G towers. I'm sure I've got a neighbor who's got a gun or something. I've got a lot of new neighbors. I got the neighbor that ran my car. I got the neighbor that repeats my private conversation to the air at 5 a.m. when I walk. At 1 a.m. when I walk by him. Crazy psychopaths run the planet, and they get away with it because, oh well, who do you think should be the next president? I don't know. Trump's policy on helping. Oh, the police just executed a black man. God damn it. We've always had it hard in this country. Oh, you black people are always complaining. Oh, like that's what they want, rather than us looking at nuanced financial matters, like, where's our money going, where do tax dollars go, rather than looking at their war crimes, their crimes against humanity, rather than looking at stuff like their bioweapon actually being a bioweapon and what it was designed to do, to attack your brainstem. Crazy. And all this goes on. The side effects of EMF poisoning are brain fog, loss of taste and smell, trouble breathing, persistent low-grade fever with continued exposure. Right at the start of 2020, COVID came out. Right at the start of 2020, 5G rolled out. They knew they'd have death clusters. They knew they'd have people being like, oh, I gotta go to the doctor. I've got brain fog. So they needed an excuse. Like, anybody's internet get any faster when you're like on a mobile phone? It's a gotcha of technology that as you make radio waves deliver data faster, you have to put in more infrastructure because they travel less far. They don't penetrate walls as well, so like 4G was almost like a sweet spot, and 5G's overkill, worse. Like, you're still getting a video instantly on your phone, yet tech spent $3 trillion making a global infrastructure that's going to cost them more. And these are the people that, you got to pay, an extra $5 for HBO this week. Oh, you went 1 megabyte over your 20 gigabyte data. That means you got to give us an extra $20. They gave you a free $3 trillion upgrade to your internet speed for a reason. For their Egyptian brain snake gods or whatever they are. I don't know. For the mind control. So that they could have mind control. There was a tech conference in 2015, the Molech conference, where they posed the question, since our thoughts are electromagnetic radiation, do we have a right to mental privacy? Like, it's like, if it was something else, you wouldn't need a second thought. If it was something perfectly analogous to that. Since she was wearing a short skirt, do I not have a right to put a camera under her skirt and look up? Like, no, you don't. Like any sensible person knows that. But elite psychopaths that run sex cults and assassinate people and bioweapon attack the planet, their adjacent people are like, I wonder, hey, in America where you have a right to privacy. And again, this is not woo-woo stuff. Like Colorado banned reading your mind for commercial purposes, not for military purposes, not for national defense purposes. Again, all these constitutional protections were shredded with the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act came off of 9/11. They did 9/11, so using their false flag, they destroyed the Constitution. Now they're able to, just monitor anybody they want. And the Patriot Act got passed because the two leading Democrats who opposed it must have got real quiet one day when they both got anthrax in the mail. There were only a few anthrax male victims after 9/11. And it was two people who were publishing articles of Bush's daughters getting drunk at frat parties with a bunch of guys. And it was an editor of New York Post, and I forget the other newspaper, quote-unquote newspaper. They got mailed anthrax, and then Senator Daschle and Leahy, who were the two leading Democrats who opposed the Patriot Act, also got mailed anthrax. So after 9/11, ISIS hated freedom so much, is what they want you to believe, that they mailed anthrax to, obviously, it was a CIA black ops or something. Like, there's no oversight for it. The people who are supposed to catch them are the people committing these crimes. The people who would, its job is to catch, like, international or like interstate assassins are the FBI, and they're doing the assassinations. 2 months before 9/11, Bill Cooper said on his radio show, if anything happens in the coming months that they blame on Osama bin Laden, don't you believe it? He was shot dead by feds on his front lawn 1 month after 9/11. So the people who are supposed to investigate this stuff are the people doing it, so they'll never get caught. Like, they just complete free pass, complete, that's just our government, that's just what they do. Let's, honey, how much do we owe in taxes this year? Oh, $50,000, okay, that'll be, $20,000 I'm paying to have children raped, and, that's, $15,000 for, my government to poison me, and my government to fake news and pay for assassins, and, $10,000 will go to the roads. That's nice, I like nice roads. Crazy but true. All this goes on.